Good morning. Here we are at JM ANVIL Forge. We've ordered a US sold induction heater, and I'm going to do a little review and kind of go along how I'm going to set this up to work in my shop. Okay, this is the US sold induction heater. Just set on the table out of the box. Looks like they made a few improvements for it. It's originally designed for jewelers to melt in a crucible, something like silver or gold. That attaches right there and holds a crucible in there. And we'll turn that on its side and we'll use it for heating steel for pinpoint control. It's a heat adjustment, and this is like how often it heats if it's in automatic, and you can set the timer so it repeats in a cycle. So like if you wanted to melt, say, lead for casting bullets, you could melt lead and keep it molting but not overheat it while you're working on it. So in the back it talked about 3 different ports. This one they've changed it. It looks like just water in and water out. So I had some thoughts about this. They talk in their instructions book about not having 3 water outlets and not tying them together, but since I've unpacked it, I'm glad to see that. So this probably isn't UL listed. You see it's got a flip up cover, and this by the way is a 220 model. It takes 220 single phase, and it has a 100% duty cycle. You can run it wide open all the time. So I'm sure that's when the water goes in, there's also water cooling of the induction unit itself, besides the water that circulates through the induction coil. They give you a little package of, looks like 1/4-inch copper and some other flare nuts. I think that's just a standard flare nut. I'm gonna do some investigating with that. And copper is super easy to solder together. This side fits inside this size, and you can just solder it, or if you want to be real fancy, you could use silver solder. Whatever you'd like to do. I think either or will work. I'm going to design this unit to be a standalone unit. It's going to have a water pump, a reservoir, and a radiator, all of which I have down there in the boxes, all purchased separately, and just be a little bit creative. I'm going to make a stand for it with some wheels to roll it around the shop. I think it'd be great for making bottle openers and dragon heads and stuff like that in the shop. And I won't have to wait for my forge to heat up. So if I got 30 minutes in the morning, I can forge before I go to work. That's what I'm hoping for. Get out there and do that hammer work. Anyway, more to come as we get it together. Thanks for watching. I got the door off. Wow, pretty impressive. A lot of stuff going on in there. All looks like it's well secured, lots of cooling water coils. Wow, and that's pretty awesome. A lot of stuff I don't know anything about, but anyway, looks pretty good. I'm impressed. Somehow mount that induction heater down. I got to make a trip to the hardware store and get some hose parts. So, looking pretty good. Plumbing hooked up, water in from the pump, water out of the tank to the pump, comes up and goes in, water out, and it goes down to the bottom of the radiator, comes out of the top of the radiator, does a loop, and then goes back into the reservoir tank. Starts all over again. Wire it up, go fire up the sapphire. Okay, the pump's running with a couple of little leaks, mainly at the pump. And I don't know if you can see that water going through there, coming out the radiator. We've got it plugged in. We're gonna switch it on and start. I'm gonna give the phone to my wife so she can watch. This is max power, 589 amps. I want to see it almost bright yellow hot. That's a minute. Okay, we have it turned wide open, 800 amps. Wow, look at that. 3 seconds and it's red hot. A dull red. There's 12. There's 30 seconds. Stop. Got it maxed out, and I just quenched my rod. I'm going to go from ice cold to red hot and see how long it takes. Wide open. Wow, you can already see red. There's 30 seconds and we're past red hot. I'm just wanting that end piece to get hot. Usually when you're forging, you're working on the end. So that's 40 seconds for cold to red hot, 3 inches of 1/2-inch square solid. Pretty good. First day using the induction forge. Working great. So we figured out if you're using small diameter rod, you want to heat it. Put a 1/2-inch rod in with it, and it will help the smaller diameter get hotter.